PenCom data shows Nigerians' pension funds still favor low-risk government securities over higher-yield investments. The unaudited March 2025 report shows that 85.5% of fixed-income investments, that's about 14.48 trillion naira, are in federal government bonds. Corporate bonds and equities make up just 19.7% and 11.4% of total assets, underscoring a cautious strategy that experts say risks low returns and inflation erosion.
Pension funds play around money markets now. They give out some funds to banks, put some money in terms of maybe deposit and all that to banks, and banks can use them to lend out and make profits. But overall, they could also look at capital investments. Do they invest in the capital market beyond the money market? Do they invest in infrastructure? All of these statistics, market trends, investment behavior, all of these will help guide them to be able to determine what best ways to balance capital protection on one hand and then the hunger to increase your yield.
For millions of Nigerian workers, PenCom's latest data sparks concern about the future value of their pensions. The conservative strategy protects capital but could mean lower returns at retirement.
Well, the biggest problem we have with pension and with any other sort of futuristic investment is inflation. The inflation rate totally makes a shade of almost any investment you want to make right now. Inflation that's running into 30%. How much do you get on any form of investment, whether treasury bills or mutual money funds or commercial papers? How many percent are you offered? And inflation that's continuously growing, that's not tamed, will mess up your whole investment. Unfortunately, not a lot of Nigerian workers understand how this would impact on their own pension. So if you're waiting for your pension, you're expecting that when you retire, you will fall back on your pension. Well, you will still get the base sum. That's like your capital. But the point is that at that time, in 20 years, in 15, 10 years, how much is that amount actually worth? What will be the market value of that amount? In terms of, if I take 1 million naira to the market today and take the same 1 million naira to the market in 15 years, what can it buy? I mean, just take a look at a few years ago. We've seen a lot of depreciation of assets, depreciation of funds, of the naira especially, to the dollar. If you compare how much naira was some years ago to what it is today, even compared to cedis, to Ghana cedis here, you can see, even to the CFA, just across the border here, you can see that the naira, the value of the naira leaves a lot to the imagination. So what Nigerian workers need to do is to wake up and realize that they just need to anticipate that it might not be as rosy as a thing, and waiting for your pension alone for your retirement might just not be.
The report shows limited foreign equity exposure with only 263.4 billion naira invested solely by closed pension fund administrators, compared to 2.57 trillion naira in domestic equities, restricting access to international markets that could hedge against local economic shocks. Pension fund administrators justify favoring government bonds due to economic risk, but critics say this limits gains by overlooking high-growth sectors like infrastructure, global equities, and private equity.
The pension is one of the reforms that we have been craving for. And as we are now, a number of efforts have been made towards reviewing the labor laws in this country. It may shock you to know that almost all, if not all, perhaps with the exception of the Pension Reform Act of 2014, our labor laws have been in existence has decreased from the 1970s. And little or nothing is being made to activate the reforms, the reviews that we have been clamoring for.
With pension assets at 23.3 trillion naira, stakeholders urge policy reforms for smarter diversification that balances safety with growth. PenCom must protect contributors now while securing their future pensions. Sydney Okafor for Anchor News.